各位同事，我哋而家係開返嚇。
So we will now reconvene. It's almost 10 already, and we spent a lot of time this morning deliberating on the outcome of the court's ruling and its impact on LegCo. I think we've already spent a lot of time on that, and we should now come back to the item on funding for education. So for those who've already enrolled, please, ask the questions, as succinctly as you can. It's now Mr. Chen Chi-chun's turn. Chairman, members suggest that we should deal with the problems arising from the LegCo ordinance. I think that is reasonable. I think we should do our level best to deal with the problem, especially for the interpretation of Section 17 of the LegCo ordinance. The legal advisor gave us an explanation as to whether the LegCo proceedings should cover everything which has happened previously, especially votings which were legal effect. Of course, the legal advisor had made mistakes before, and all of us made a mistake in respect of the oath. And we had to seek the advice of an independent third legal advisor. And if the chairman said that there's no impact in respect of Section 17, bracket 2, do we have an independent, legal advice in respect of this point? Would you like to answer the question? You're going to even tell us whether or not you've tried to do that. The legal advisor already tried her best to give members her advice. If members are still not satisfied, if you want to seek a more in-depth, understanding, you should, seek advice from your own counsel.
分鐘時間。
Mr. Shiu Gajun. Thank you, Chairman. Yes, the legal advisor as well as the Chairman are not involved when it comes to the swearing-in saga. It's just the MPCSC's interpretation of the law's fault. And my question is whether we can videotape this proceedings with our mobile phone. And then in this paper, in response to Mr. Nathan Law's question on contract teachers, I really want to follow on this paper, but then this paper is in response to Mr. Nathan Law's question. So please tell us what we should do regarding Mr. Nathan Law or the other members who are now disqualified. Questions are raised back then of reference value, and we have got a response from the administration. And I think the most important point is how the question was phrased and what was the response. Next. Next time when I'm in a meeting, can I just videotape you with this phone? Of course not. Of course not. So if you see anyone taking a photo, you just report it to me and I'll stop such behavior.
唔係，我諗大家當時一見到就要同我講。
Well, you have to tell me as soon as you see it. I think it's useless if you tell me afterwards. Dr. Fernando Zhang. Dr. Fernando Zhang. Chairman. We talk about 4 members from the Democratic camp disqualified by the court, together with the 2 non-pro-establishment members disqualified. We've got 6 members duly returned by elections, and the 4 who's been newly disqualified has been operating in this council for almost a year. Decisions by the FC are legally binding. And of course, the ruling by the court is also legally binding, but the 2 are in conflict. The conflict is the court ruled that starting from October last year, they lost their qualifications. But In the past year, they have acted in their capacity as legislators, including making decisions in the FC. And the decisions are legally binding. And this is a serious matter. We have no precedent in the past. So we have to deal with this first. Otherwise, we cannot proceed. Ms. Tanya Chen. Mr. Jeremy Tam, please, the placards do not block our vision, our view. Mr. Jeremy Tam, yes, please. First of all, you have yet to make a ruling on live broadcast by Dr. Elizabeth Quat using her mobile phone. I await your ruling. Well, if you see anyone acting against the rules of procedures, you just tell us, I can't see anything now. Well, you just look at the Facebook. But you have to first make a ruling on whether she was right or wrong. Of course, it's wrong, and please don't do that in the future. All right, it's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. Is that your question? All right, already dealt with this because you haven't. All right, I've already dealt with this, and it's wrong, and please don't repeat it in the future. You have to tell Dr. Quat, not me. Well, I have to respond to your questions. I've never done such a thing. All right, I said so to all legislators, not just to Dr. Quat. Please follow your the speaking orders. Not your turn yet. Mr. Hui Chifeng, Mr. Jeremy Tam, your time is. You have used your time, Mr. Hui Chifeng. Well, as I said, no one is taking photos anymore in this room. So I hope you understand. Please do not interrupt when another member is speaking. All right, I apologize to members here. So are you happy? Well, you may be happy, but you turned off my microphone. Yes, please switch on the microphone for Mr. Jeremy Tam. The question is, now, whether some of the items on the agenda have been discussed in our panels or PWSC, and those members have voted on such matters before. These items are now with the FC, so we'll have to deal with the validity of such decisions. We cannot just rely on one or two remarks from the President. This is a big issue. So, Chairman, can you commission a council, an independent council, and make a ruling on this matter, because this is an important issue? Well, the legal advisor is here. I believe she's heard your comments. And if after discussion with the President he has any doubts, he may decide to do so. Now I'm asking whether you can raise this as the chairman of the FC. As chairman of the FC, I'm not going to do that. And I think the President can make a decision himself. Mr. Hui Chifeng? But he is already speaking for the second time. I haven't spoken once. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Lee, 1 minute. Chairman, you read out my name. Chairman, if anyone is unhappy with the court ruling, he can lodge a review. Unless with a court order or unless it is obviously against the law, we should proceed according to our agenda. Now it's 10:10. We're almost halfway through this session, and they're still asking fake point of order questions. You have to understand that this matter cannot be dealt with by the FC, and they should not use this forum to tackle those problems. Many members like to vent their feelings. This I can understand. but they talk about 4 members being disqualified because of suppression. At the end of the day, it's because people overdid it. At the swearing-in ceremony, they got disqualified, or because of their own conduct. I'm of the view that we have spent too much time dealing with points of order. Calm down, please. Calm down. If you continue, there is no way we can proceed. I've already suspended the meeting twice, but members are still very agitated. So, given the case, the meeting is now adjourned. Please, we will resume on the 19th.